What if you had access to a doctor and you could ask them anything? That'd be pretty cool, huh? Well, guess what? You do. This is another episode of Ask Audra Anything. Let's do this. Hello, hello, my butthole breathers. How's it going? I am so excited to be here and for one of my favorite series. I love these. Ask Audra Anything. So you can literally message me any question and I will do my best to put it on the list to have it answered. And everything's kept anonymous. I'm not going to go, who's asking me this, who's asking me that. And I will give you my opinion and my answer. Once again, this isn't to replace medical advice or go against your doctor. I'm just answering your question from my personal point of view. And here's a really fun question. To reach out at Dr. Audra Lance on Instagram. I'm on the talk, Dr. Audra. And you can even email us, draudralance at mytrainingroom.co. All that, we can put that in the show links too, so you don't forget. And seriously, just be like, hey, for your next Ask Audra Anything, will you talk about this or will you answer this question? Yes, let's go. So today, some of the ones submitted were really fun because some of them were personal questions. So y'all could get a little bit more info to get to know me. So we'll just mix those in with the other health questions. So let's start off with this one. Dr. Audra, I wrote these down. I have them printed out. Dr. Audra, what do you feel from your point of view right now is the best workout? And I love this question because I know I talk a lot about, if you're following me on Instagram or TikTok, you're going to get more in-depth stuff because you can talk longer on there. Instagram, you leave 90 seconds. So if you want the more in-depth, give me a follow on TikTok, share with your friend. We got to help people out. That's why I'm doing this, is to be able to help more people. Because in my clinic, in my practice, I can't even see everyone I want to see right now. There's only one of me and I have amazing docs in the office too, but like we can't see everyone and everything. It's just not possible. And some of you don't live in Nashville. So this is our way of being able to help more people, which I just truly love all your messages. So keep on coming. What is the best workout? Like I said, I talk about stress relief and I'm obsessed with walking. Obsessed. I think it not only helps your joints, but your pain and your stress level, which obviously, if you've listened to the podcast, they go hand in hand. We need to be talking about stress on the regular. And it's just good for your emotional and mental. Like it's a perfect thing to do after a hard day at work. If you're going through something stressful, or even when you're in a good mood, like being outside going for a walk is huge. But if you were to ask me my favorite workout, what you need to be doing as a workout, hands down, strength training. If you're not strength training, I mean, you're missing so many health benefits. We need to be placing load on our muscle and joints for optimal health. And this isn't only for aging. This is for also metabolism and hormone production and hormone regulation. The list goes on and on. Emotional stuff, anxiety, depression, lifting has so many more benefits. And I would choose that over cardio every day, all day, forever. I do love swimming, but it doesn't, because someone said, well, swimming, I hear that's really good for your joints. It's great. I'd rather have you do that than nothing. But if you're asking me in this question, the best workout, what I think most people should be doing, strength training. And I know people get really scared by this because when I'm talking with my clients, sometimes they're like, you don't have to start with big heavy weights. I'm not telling you got to throw the bar over your head, but let's start with some body weight stuff. Sit to stand. As you can see, I'm doing right here on my little stool in my office. Watch on YouTube. We have I can demonstrate a little bit more, and I try to use my words to describe what I'm doing. But if you're watching on YouTube, you can comment in real time. If a question pops up while you're watching this, put it in YouTube. They'll get it to me so that it's on my next Ask Audra Anything list. So just standing up, sitting down, because you're going to need to do that for the rest of your life. How else are you supposed to get off the toilet when you're going to the bathroom? We need to be practicing that. And then even lunges, like one-legged things, because that's how you're going to pick up the laundry, pick up something off the floor. So reverse lunges, forward lunges, sideward lunges. These are crucial not only to your strength, but to your activities of daily living throughout your whole life. I mean, moms, if you want your pelvic floor to function correctly, we need to be able to do a squat, not with your knees crashing in, not with your heels off the ground, and a lunge, and be able to breathe into our butthole to activate our pelvic floor correctly. So as you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about this. And if you want something somewhere to start, de-stress in 20, it's seriously so cheap. And I'm doing that because I want more people to have access to this good information and good quality of movement that help your body on so many levels. Like, and there's levels. Like you can just start in each of these positions and breathe. And this is like we're learning to breathe in your butthole. And then from there, you can go with me to the progression of, hey, okay, now I can like activate this a little bit more, you know? We'll put that in the show links too. De-stress in 20. I can't like it can be relaxing, but can also be a crazy hard workout that I'm doing with some of my professional athletes. And that's where we start or where we end a lot of times. All right. Fun question. What was my first job? Well, I've been a little entrepreneur from the start. And when I was 11, I asked to take a babysitting course to get certified. And I made little flyers and walked up and down my street to the people that I knew who had kids and handed out my flyer at it's like unheard of these days, right? Like 11. Like, dang, I was getting it back then. And I was I remember this very clearly. And I lived in the country. We didn't have sidewalks. We had tractor day at my school. It was a long walk to each house. And I'm sure some people are like, you're pretty young to do this. But that was my first job, was babysitting. Another question. I take melatonin to sleep, but it doesn't seem to work. And I'm still only sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night. I know it's important to sleep as you stress. What else can I do? This is twofold. One, not everything is going to work for everyone in the supplement world. So they're saying melatonin. I've seen a lot of times, sometimes it works great for people because it's acting on the pineal gland, help release the hormones to help you sleep. But that might not always be why you're not sleeping. What about this stress component? And just because you're taking melatonin doesn't mean you're toning down your whole brain and all the other parts of your body contributing to the stress component. So I can't enforce, is that the right word? Remember, I'm bad at English. Enforce enough that you need a bedtime routine, just like when we were kids, and something that is manageable. I have my professional athletes and celebrities do this because they're on the road all the time and then they're up performing late or playing late. And we need to really downregulate that nervous system so that they're able to sleep. So we pick things of what can you do no matter what city you're in. So maybe that's drink a hot cup of tea, put your legs up on the wall in the bed and do the breathing. Listen to episode 17, breathe in your butthole to tone that down. I have those free breathe out attention series. Some of my athletes have those and just put those AirPods in their ear on the plane ride home or the bus ride home and listen to that, which these are in the show notes. Go ahead and go download, and they're free. I'm also doing a series on TikTok of samples of things you can do at bedtime. You just pick a few. You don't have to do all of them. I'm just putting together all these things I've talked about with patients and what works for them so that you guys kind of have access to pick and choose your own little tidbits. And it's pretty fun. Another thing people like is a bath. I know that's not always sustainable no matter where you are, but something like a hot shower or bath before you go to bed helps to downregulate the nervous system. Another fun question. What is your favorite kind of wine? Y'all know I'm a little bit of a wino, or a lot of it. Red. And I would say right now I'm on a super big Brunello kick. It's from Italy. And I really like a bold, strong, dark red coming at you, punching you in the mouth, red wine. So that's where I'm at right now. Oh, I like that question. That's making me want some right now. We should have a little bit more tea. How do you guys like these mugs? They're for the podcast. You can see my lip gloss on this. If you're on YouTube, once again, let me know. Send me some love. Yeah. The one side is mind your body. And then the other side is breathe into your butthole. And these aren't basic coffee mugs. Like we're not going to do the basic small ones. These are the big, nice mugs. You can also order those too. We'll put that link in the show notes. Um, I just love these so much. And we've gotten so many compliments. All right. Is surgery my only option for carpal tunnel? Hell to the no. No, it's not. But I appreciate you asking that question because I know when people hear that diagnosis, they think that the only option is surgery. First, have you officially gotten a couple opinions that you recognize that that is clearly the diagnosis? Because unfortunately, we hear hand or wrist pain and people go carpal tunnel, kind of like when people are like with the foot. Oh, you have foot pain, it's plantar fasciitis. No, 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 no. You have so many ligaments, nerves, muscles, um, fascia structures in your hands and feet. There's a lot of other things it can be. And for carpal tunnel, that is where that median nerve becomes entrapped and inflamed right here. If you're on YouTube, you can see this right here in your hand, like the bottom, like where your hand connects to your wrist. There's a ligament and there's some nerve, artery, vein go through, and that's where that median nerve gets compressed. And what you're going to feel is your thumb, index, middle finger, more numbness. And if you're feeling stuff in your pinky and your ring finger, that's more the ulnar nerve, which comes down on the outside. Depends if you're in the anatomical position or not. But the ring and pinky finger are more ulnar nerve. So that's not true carpal tunnel if you're having that. Also, that median nerve starts in your neck, the original roots, and comes and forms through your shoulder, down your arm, past your elbow. So that's a lot of different places we need to check to make sure it's not entrapped, to make sure there's not another injury causing that pain. Um, there are a lot of other things that it can be than carpal tunnel. And this is why you hear the stories of people getting carpal tunnel surgery and it not working, because that's not where the root cause was. The root cause is somewhere else. Like I said, we got to investigate it all the way up to your neck. So the answer to your question is no, surgery is not the only option, and it should be your last option for carpal tunnel. I do have that game plan for carpal tunnel where we go in and talk about this and figure out an exercise for you. You could fix yourself, possibly, and most likely, or at least help you identify what exercises give you relief while you're waiting, either do a virtual appointment with us or you're waiting in to get into someone near you to really confirm that and investigate it. So, I mean, the carpal tunnel game plan, if you have that, link in the show notes, they're on sale right now. Like, let's do the thing. And the last question, you like to get to the root cause of your pain. How do we know if our pain is coming from somewhere? That is an amazing question. Also, do you have an hour? So, what, mouth is dry, what can you notice as someone experiencing the pain where you're like, maybe this isn't where the pain's originating? And this is a little tricky without an exam, without a history. So this is just a very vague answer of what comes to mind where uh, me as a doctor, I've noticed patterns of, okay, this is kind of a sign to me that we need to investigate above and below where you're feeling the pain for sure. And it's not 100% all the time, but this is like one of the good things that were like one of the most popular things that's coming to my mind as I'm answering this. If you're having a deep, dull ache that's not reproducible by you touching it, essentially. Like if you're like, oh, yeah, I can't put my thumb on it to reproduce the exact pain. It might be tender, it might not feel good. You might have another pain, but like in your hip, when, for example, when people come in, they're like, there's this deep ache in my hip. Of course, it can be labrum. Of course, it can be the joint. Of course, it can be a lot of things. But that is ding, 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 ding. Make sure you check the knee. Make sure you check the low back. Make sure you check the pelvic floor. Make sure you're looking at the whole core as a component to figure out, okay, is there something else or is it completely coming from somewhere else? So once again, like kind of that deep dull ache that you can't reproduce by touching it. I hope that, and I cover more of stuff like that in the game plan. So like if you're having hip stuff, sciatica game plan like that would be what you need to get to start with. Especially like if you're traveling or as you're waiting to get in somewhere, or if you've been a couple places, you're like, this isn't totally getting it. Like, get me on board. We'll figure it out. But yeah, these are so fun. Thank you so much to everyone writing in. Like I said, I'll answer anything. Let's just do this. So, once again, feel free to message me, share this with a friend, because I know I just answered a lot of people's questions and I know other people have them and they just haven't thought to ask them. So, we need to share, tag me on Instagram in this episode. Really appreciate it. Let's just help more people. Okay. Toodaloo. Have a great day.